everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm currently filming this on my phone and I'm gonna film the rest of this video on my phone as well. So if the quality isn't quite as good as what you're used to, I'm sorry, but hopefully you can't tell the difference. But I'm going to be filming my makeup inventory for 2024 and I'm so excited because, well, you'll see when we get into the video. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight on into it. Hi guys, so I'm just jumping in here. Don't mind my face and these bags. This is what having a baby does to you. But I just wanted to jump in here because the quality of this video really isn't the best and I'm not really happy with it. But I have tried to film this video 3 times already and I just don't have it in me to try and film it again. And there's also other videos that I need to film and I don't get as much time as like I used to film videos with having 2 kids. So yeah, just bear with me with this one. I will try to obviously always release the best quality content I can, but for this video I've kind of just got to grin and bear it, so I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in and say that. I hope you still enjoy the video anyway. But yeah, I am sorry about the quality. Okay, so starting off with primers. I currently have 6 primers. I have the e.l.f. Blemish Fighting Putty Primer. I have the PS Prep and Perfect Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favourites at the minute. Then I have this Figs and Rouge primer. So this is a blurring primer. I haven't used it a whole ton, so I don't know my absolute thoughts on that yet. Then I have this e.l.f. primer serum. Not e.l.f., sorry, Essence. It's the Essence primer serum. It's okay. Again, it's not a favourite. And I have this Studio London from Superdrug primer. This isn't my favourite, but I'll just use it up. And then I have this Prep and Perfect Hydrating Refreshing Priming Gel from Primark, which I don't mind. The consistency is a bit weird, but it's okay. And yeah, as I was saying, I have 6. Last year I had 11, so that is a difference of 5 primers. And I don't recall decluttering any primers, so I think I've used up that many primers. So that's really, really good for me. So then next up we have brow pencils, and as you can see I have 3. I have the e.l.f. brow pencil, which is a micro brow pencil, which I really, really like. I have the Primark brow pencil, which is the PS Brow Sketch. I love these brow pencils and will continue to repurchase them. And then I have the XX Revolution Faux Brow Pencil, which is not my favourite. I just really want to use that one up. So I have 3. Last year I had 6. So yeah, that's a difference of 3. So still going down, which is great. And this is kind of the collection of brow pencils I would like to have. I'm quite happy with having 3 because I go through the micro brow pencils quite quick, but these kind of triangle type brow pencils take me a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think I would ideally like to have 2, high end, low end. Yeah, so quite happy with that. Brow gels, I currently have the NYX Brow Glue, and then I have the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, the e.l.f. Wild Brow, and the Essence Make Me Brow. My favourite currently is the Brow Glue, which is a recent purchase for me. Yeah, but ideally I would like to get rid of probably all of these apart from the NYX Brow Glue because I'm just not a fan of the tinted ones anymore. My numbers, I have 4 brow gels and last year I had 5, but I have actually emptied 1, decluttered 1, and then I've repurchased this one. So technically I got rid of 2 last year and brought 1 new one in, but I feel like that is fine. Then we have brow pomades. I have 1, which is this, I think it's L'Oreal. Yeah, it's the L'Oreal brow pomade. So this is the only one I had. Last year I had 2. Now I have 1. So going down again. Brow powder. this is my only brow powder. So this is the BH Cosmetics Brow Powder Duo, and last year I had one, it was this one, and I obviously still have this one, so not too bad. And then brow wax, I have one which is the ABH one, and last year I had one which was the same one, so this category has stayed the same. So next up we have foundations. So I currently have 11 foundations. Last year I had 12, which is really not great, I can't lie. I didn't buy any new foundations this year, which is good, so I've just emptied one. I am hoping to empty 2 this year. Ideally I'd like to get this collection down to probably about 5, maybe 6 foundations, just so that I can obviously, you know, go through them. Obviously I do make YouTube videos, so I do need a few more than like every day like makeup collection does need. But yeah, I would like to get this down to about 5 or 6, but yeah, not the best. Next up we have like glowy base kind of products. I have 2. Last year I had 2, it was the same 2. I'm hoping to get through both of these this year and just buy a new one, just one. I only need one, I don't need 2 of these kind of products. So yeah, that's it for that one. Now we have concealers. So I currently have 6 concealers, and I brought one new one this year, which is this one, the NYX Bear With Me concealer, which I really like, so I'm glad I did buy that one. So I currently have 6 concealers. Last year I had 7, which obviously it would have been down to 5, which means I would have got rid of 2, but I'm not too mad at that. I did need a concealer that I really like, so that's fine, but I just need to work my way through the others. So cream bronzers, I currently have 3, which is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, the Made by Mitchell Blush, and the Foundation Contouring Stick. So I currently have 3. Last year I had 5, so we've definitely gone down in this category, which is great. I do think that was due to decluttering. So yeah, not like crazy good, but these 3 I all like, so I just want to work my way through these, and I feel like 3 is fine. I feel like ideally I would like to have 2, one high end and one drugstore, but yeah, 3 is fine. So then on to cream and liquid blush. So I currently have 7. Last year I also had 7, but I did actually declutter a load of my blushes, and then I got 2 new ones brought for me. So this would have been down, but I got 2 new ones brought for me. I got these 2 blushes brought for me. So yeah, not ideal, but I feel like I will get this down this year, I feel like. I completely forgot to show this in that roundup. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm liquid blush. I don't know how I forgot this, but I did. Anyway, next category. So next up we have cream and liquid highlighter. I currently have 3. Last year I had 2. Last year I had these 2, and the new one is the blush. I love the Mitchell blush. That is champagne spray, and I absolutely love it. So it's not like a regretted purchase, but I would like to use up one of these 2 this year, preferably, just to keep this collection down. I don't want this to get insane, because I don't often use liquid or cream highlighters, but it's nice to have the option there, so I would like to get one of these 2 used up this year. Next up we have setting powders. So I currently have 7. Last year I had 8, and ideally I would like to have this down to about, I would say, 5. So I would like to get rid of 2, and I have decided that I'm just not a pressed powder girly, so I would like to only have 1 pressed powder to take out with me for touch-ups, and I believe that's going to be the Charlotte Tilbury one, because I just love how that touches up. And then the rest would just be like loose setting powders, because they just work better for me. Yeah, so I would like to ideally have this down to 5 by the end of this year. Then we have setting sprays. So I currently have 2. Last year I had 6, and all of my setting sprays have been like just used up organically or in like project pans. So I would ideally like to actually have 3 in my collection. So I'd like to have 1 more. I'd like to have one drugstore and one high-end like matte setting spray, and then I would always like to have the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray because it's like the best hydrating setting spray that I have that also helps with longevity. So yeah, I would like to have 3. So this category will probably go up, and I'm not mad at that. Okay, so I've resorted to sitting at the top of the bed because that was hurting my back. So we're going to move on to single bronzers. So I currently have 8. Last year I had 11, so this category has gone down. I would definitely like less than this. I feel like 4 is like a really good number, so I would like to half this. And honestly, I'd like to get rid of pretty much almost all of these. Not get rid of, but like use up. Because the only one that I can see here that I absolutely love is this one. And I do also really like this one as well, but I think they've reformulated this. So this is my favourite, and it's drugstore. It's the Essence bronzer. It's the matte bronzing powder, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I just feel like I need a whole rejig with my bronzers. So next up we have face palettes, and I currently only have the one. Last year I had one as well, or yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what's happened to my numbers here. I believe I had one last year as well. So yeah, I would just like to have this out of my collection, basically. I don't feel like I need a face palette anymore. So then moving on to blush singles. I currently have 8. Last year I had 9, and I got one new one this year, which was the Dior one, which I got for Christmas. So this would have actually been down to 7, but I'm not mad at that. I really like blush, and I feel like I have quite a nice blush collection, so I'm not too mad at that, if I'm being honest. Okay, so I've got you guys at freehand now because I'm currently losing daylight and my ring light won't do anything to help this. So we're going to move on to single highlighters. So I currently have 9. Last year I had 14. I've definitely decluttered some. I didn't use up any highlighters last year, so that is all going to be decluttering. But I would just like to dwindle this collection down into like a really curated collection, and I think I might even declutter a few more if I'm being honest. But yeah, so far we have 9. Next up we have highlighter palettes. So highlighter palettes, I currently have 5. Last year I had 7, and I did declutter 2 last year. Highlighter palettes I just never really reach for, apart from that one Doll Beauty one I use all the time. But yeah, that's where my collection's at so far. Okay, so then I thought I would bring you just over to my drawer for my eyeshadow palette kind of section. So eyeshadow palettes, I have 25. Obviously there is a ton here and there is a load back there. I got 3 new ones for Christmas, but last year I had 30, so I've still made a difference of 5, and I'm happy with that. I did technically use one up. I decluttered my Soph and Revolution palette, the original one, because I did it as my pan that palette, and yeah, I pretty much like it was unusable then. The shades weren't as good anymore, and I'd got my use out of it, so I did technically use 1, but the rest of them were decluttered, and then I gained 3. And then loose glitters, I currently have 3, and I keep them all in this little pot here. So there is the Lottie London one, this one I believe is a Revolution one, and then this one which is a sleek one. Last year I also had 3 which were the same 3, so I'm not too mad at that. And then liquid glitters, last year I had 2, now I only have 1, which is this one down here. I'm not sure what brand that's by, but yeah, 1 liquid glitter there. Then I have 1 glitter glue. Last year I had 1 glitter glue, so that stayed the same. Eyeshadow primer, I have 1. Last year I had 1, and it is the same one, so that has stayed the same. And then an eyeshadow crayon, I have 1. Last year I also had 1, so that has also stayed the same. So this one is obviously going to take me a while to get through everything, and it's probably going to be a case of decluttering stuff, to be honest. So then next up we have lip liners, which I have just kept in the place where I keep them. So I currently have 11 lip liners. Last year I had 16. I decluttered, I believe, I think I decluttered, well, I decluttered some anyway, I can't remember how many, and then I brought 1 new one this year. So I'm not too mad at that at all. I just kind of want to work my way through these because, as you can see, a lot of them are very similar in shade. So I just feel like I need to get through some of those. Okay, and then lip glosses. So I currently have 10 lip glosses. As you can see, they are a little bit dusty. Just let me live, okay? So I currently have 10. I brought in 2 new lip glosses this year, I think. Yeah, and they're both these 2 Fenty ones. They're both the same, the Fenty Glows. I got them for Christmas. But last year I had 14. So I don't feel like that's too bad, you know. This would have been down to 8 had I not have got these 2 this year. So I'm not too mad at that at all. And I did use some of these lip glosses up. Like, this wasn't all decluttering. In fact, I don't even know if I got rid of any lip glosses this year. But yeah, that's the difference. Okay, and then next up we have got lipsticks and liquid lipsticks. So I actually have this collection down enough now where I can keep them all in one drawer, which is really handy. So these are all the liquid lipsticks, and then they're the like bullet lipsticks. So lipsticks, I currently have 5, sorry. One of them is in my purse. I have 5 liquid lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, sorry. One of them is just not here right now. And last year I had 7, and 2 of them I believe have been decluttered. And then liquid lipsticks, which are this side, I currently have 8, and last year I had 16. So that is really, really good. I've literally halved and then more of this collection, which is amazing. I feel like this is an okay amount. I definitely don't want any liquid lipsticks anymore. I just very rarely reach for them. So they're kind of pointless. But yeah, I'm not mad at this. I would just like to use them all up if I could. So then we have got eyeliners. So these are all of my eyeliners. I currently have 7, and last year I had 9, and these are split up into 5 pencil liners and 2 liquid liners, which I'm really not mad at. And then these are my mascaras. So I currently have 3, and last year I had 9. So this is really, really good. I want to use up 2, and then I will start buying some new mascaras then. Ideally, I think I would just like to have 2 mascaras, one that I'm using and then a backup for when that one goes, and then I can buy another one. I feel like that's fine. I don't feel like I need any more than that. And then I'm sure the quality will have gone horrendous by now because I have lost all of my lighting. But I actually have a category that is no longer in my collection. So foundation mixers, I currently have 0, and last year I had 1, and it's not something that I think I'm going to repurchase. I'm pretty good at picking my foundation shade now, so I don't feel like it's necessary for me. And then let's talk about numbers basically. So I currently have 171 makeup products in my collection, which is a lot, but we're below the 200 mark now, which is great. Last year I had 226, so that is a massive difference. So there is 55 makeup products that have gone from my collection since last year, which is great. And at least 16 of them I know were actually used up because I emptied 16 products in my project pan. And I emptied even more than that weren't in my project pan. So there's about 20 products that I myself used up, which means about 35 items were decluttered from my collection last year, which isn't the best, but I feel like this next year I'm gonna write down what I declutter so that I know a bit more of where my makeup collection is going. But yeah, that is everything that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a little bit chaotic and the lighting went a bit poop at the end. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, 'cause it really does help me out. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm really trying to hit 700 subscribers before my birthday, which is in July. Don't know what that was, which is in July. So I really think we will be able to hit that if I just upload consistently. So yeah, if you would like to help me out get to that goal, that would be great. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.